All right, so the question is, I bought Bitcoin, now what? This is a very common question from Bitcoin beginners. So these people, if that includes you, have probably heard about crypto. And, it is true with many things that are new, is that the only way to learn is to actually take action and get involved. It's the same with lots of things like playing poker or taking up a new hobby. They're kind of hard to understand and contextualize until you get a real feel for them yourself by actually participating. So you bought Bitcoin, now what do you do? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do from here, but the key thing is that you're actually invested in the market. Even if it's $1 worth of Bitcoin, it makes a huge difference to be invested in the market than not. If you're invested even $1, suddenly you've got what people call skin in the game. Suddenly it matters to you about what happens to Bitcoin. Suddenly your opinions, your perspectives, your expectations, your future trading decisions are completely different to if you had no money, no skin in the game whatsoever. It's a bit like poker, right? They're saying that, in the beginning you should play on some real low value tables. Some people might think just play for no money, but you won't learn anything that way because nothing is at stake. So what you're doing by even buying a little bit of Bitcoin is it's way better than just what they call paper trading. If you're just looking at Bitcoin and pretending to own it and writing down numbers in a notebook and pretending to make decisions, pretending to hold it, pretending to take profits, pretending to suffer losses, none of it is real. You can become a millionaire on paper, but the moment that you start playing with real money, suddenly your emotions are at play. So you've done the right thing. If you bought Bitcoin, you've made the right first action, which is to actually have some skin in the game and actually purchase something. Your perception of the news and the events and how you trade will completely change now going forward. So what do you do next? Well, the general play for most people is that there's an adage that says time in the market. How does it go? Time in the market beats. It goes like this: time in the market beats timing the market. So what that means is when people try to time the market, they try and time when it's cheap to buy, bottom of the cycle, when it's the right time to sell, to maximize the price at which you're selling, maximize your profit, the difference between when you bought and when you sold. That's called timing the market. It's something that, of course, traders do. They're doing that several times a day. But also investors and even hedge funds, large pension funds, that type of thing, even they will, they won't just keep on buying. They will sell as well at various times. They will take a view on the market, but they might only buy and sell something months, possibly even years apart. That's the difference between an investor and a trader. Now that's timing the market. Now what do I mean by time in the market beats timing the market? Timing the market, making strategic buys and sells. If you know your stuff, then that's probably the best way to go. However, the average investor screws up when they try to time the market. The average investor would have been better off just not selling until right at the end when they really want to cash in. They would have just been better off and keep buying in regular small amounts. What happens is if you buy in regular small amounts, you work it out of your paycheck how much you want to put in. $50 a month, 100, a few hundred, maybe even more. But the idea is that if you're regularly buying, you're not thinking about when to buy. You're not letting your emotions affect your decisions. You're just buying periodically, repeatedly, on a regular basis, typically every month. So you might be buying in at the bottom of the cycle. Perfect. You might be buying in the middle of the cycle. That's okay. You might be buying in just before it's about to crash. Well, that sounds bad, but because you've been buying in regularly, it will all average out. And the stats show that if you're no good with trading, especially if your emotions get the better of you, which is the average investor, then you're better off just buying regularly. And they call this DCAing, which stands for dollar cost averaging. What happens is, on average, if you do that, historically with Bitcoin, if you do that throughout cycles, no matter when you do it, on average it's about a 30% return per year. So now if you're a bit greedier than that, you want to make more than that, then you want to look at timing the market. But I'll warn you that the average investor, when they time the market, they will return less than 30%. So of course, everybody likes to think that they're better than average, whether it comes to intelligence or investing or your looks, your appearance, or whatever it is. Everyone likes to think they're better than average. Okay, great. If you think you can be better than average, then try and time the market. But if you're going to be humble and say, look, I don't even want to think about this, I just want this to be a long-term investment, then you're better off just regularly putting money in. At least that's what a lot of people think. You make your own opinion on that. But this would be, I would say, your next option. If you've bought in and you're not sure what to do now, consider DCAing in and learn more about the market. Or you know what, you can do lump sum investing and try to time the top. But that's down to you. I think especially for beginners, it's generally advised to DCA in. Start with a small amount, $50 a month, something like that. I think in the developed world, that's if you've got a job, I think that's pretty much affordable, and that's going to give you more skin in the game. It's going to keep you more interested in the market. It's going to ensure that you learn more about what you're doing, and definitely keep educating yourself. Don't level up how much you're putting in until you know more about the market. Would be my general non-professional advice. I think that applies to anything in this world, whether it's investments or anything else. Don't go all in at the beginning. Start small, keep learning, then increase your personal investment, whether it's financial or otherwise, as you learn more. It'd be the same if you start getting into camping and the outdoors. Don't buy some insane $2,000 tent if you're just starting out. It could be the wrong purchase for you. Start off with something simple and basic, and who knows, that hobby might not even be for you. Might be the Bitcoin's not even for you. You just never know. So yeah, if you just bought it and now you're wondering what to do, this would be my general non-professional advice for you. Hope you found that useful and interesting. Let me know. Give this a thumbs up. I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.